It's alive. It's alive. All right, guys. In this video, I'm going to break it down for you, almost a step-by-step version of what I did to turbocharge my Chevy OBS. You'll see me getting the turbo mounted. You'll see the intercooler getting mounted, how I ran my piping, all the way to what I did with the drain and the feed lines. And you'll even get some teasers of this thing running. Y'all sit back, check it out. I gotta get this thing ready for some data logging. See y'all. Where the engine screams, shadows dance on asphalt, fueling my dark dream. The night is alive with a sinister roar. Just got the downpipe welded up. Now I'm going to put the turbo back up there. I originally got the 90 from the T4 to T3 and it put it really weird. I didn't like it. My boss had this laying around, so he actually threw this at me. Thank you, Rigo at RT Performance. That helped out a lot because then I could clock this in pretty much any position I wanted it. And I can always switch this out to a T4 flange once I upgrade my turbo. But for now, this is what we're doing. Got the GT35, I believe it is. Going up on here, we're going to spool the shit out of this thing until we can't. God, it just looks good. Love it. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this front grille off so I can start on fabbing up a mount for this intercooler. Now that I got the grill off, we'll go ahead and find a spot to mount this little baby intercooler I got laying around. I love how that just peeks out a little bit. Anyways, that looks sick too. We got the intercooler kind of chilling in there right now, about where I want it. I'm gonna level it out just a little bit. It's a little low right there. But I think the pipes will be hidden perfectly in the grill, and I get most of the intercooler through it. Let's do this, guys. Hey, now that is a sight I can get used to. A turbo, intercooler, seeing the piping form. Now I gotta do the piping from the intake manifold down to the other side, and then I'll hard mount the intercooler, and we're almost done. Starting to get the rough idea of what I want to do with the intercooler piping. And I'm currently gonna notch this out, make it a little bit bigger, drop it down, bring it over just a little bit, help match this side. I'm going a little oversized because I don't know if I ever want to upgrade it, so I'm not really worried about it. This is looking good. I like it. We have our cold side figured out, and blow off valve. I'll do the wastegate after I do this stuff here first. Alright guys, got all the old exhaust out of Frank because I won't be running exhaust that far back anymore. Also, I'm going to try the shorty headers. I was reading online that you shouldn't use a long tube, so at least the shorty header has the same size downfall as the turbo manifold does, so the crossover will be the same size instead of going from a 3-inch to a 2.5. So we'll see. Kind of got the shorty header just chilling right now. I'm in the process of making a crossover. I need new radiator fans. Hope they clear. I need a clamp. Still waiting on feed line stuff and drain. And we're clear to start. A few more things. Almost there. All right, now that I'm down here, we have to figure out how I get from here around the transmission to that side. So we need what's called a crossover. Let's start with some of this right here. I have some curves, I have some straights, reducer, whatever, just a bunch of scrap. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to the garage where the engines scream, shadows dance on asphalt, fueling my dark dream. The night is alive with a sinister roar, underneath the neon, we're ready for war. With every shift in a gear, I'm a soldier on the line, hunting for the chaos, the thrill is divine. Push my heart with turbo, let the NOS ignite. In the battle of speed, we race through the night. This is war, my metal meets the might. Out on these streets, we're warriors of the night. Built not for our dreams, take flight in the glow. Ready to fight. This is war garage where the engines scream, shadows dance on asphalt, fueling my dark dream. The night is alive with a sinister roar, underneath the neon, we're ready for war. With every shift of the metamers, the ghosts they call, the asphalt again, painted with the fall, riding on the edge of insanity's bliss. Any truth is that I find my existence. Tools of the trade, forged in the...
All right, so I'm attempting to move forward. I just got my timing cover back that I had someone else weld a bung in for me. I'm in process of removing the water pump. It's 6 bolts, and we're gonna pull that off, put the timing cover on, and then I'll be ready to run my drain for the turbo. You'll see. Water pump is now out. I got my jaw puller for the pulley. You'll see here in just a second the rod that goes into the crank. Ta-da! All right, so now that I'm in there behind the timing cover, I already ordered a brand new Melling high pressure oil pump. So just for the sake of my low oil pressure concerns, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. Next, you're gonna see me drop the pan and we're gonna go ahead and pull out that old oil pump. Be right back. Check it out. That oil pan is out. It was kind of a fight. I had to take both motor mounts loose. I had to MacGyver a piece of wood and jack up the whole engine just to get it out from underneath the cross member. It was kind of really a big old pain in the ass. But now that we have that out of the way and the pickup tube is off, right there it is. Now I can unbolt the oil pump by the 4 bolts here. Slide it off, slide the new one on. Let's get it going. So we have a Melling 10295, which is a high pressure oil pump for these LS engines. Comes with your O-rings, sweet stickers, a couple relief springs that you can switch out whatever pressure you want with it, and obviously your oil pump. We use these all the time at work. I've only questioned 1 or 2 of them, so they're good enough for me. Alright, so the Copo spring is the limited edition Copo Camaro. This spring is 25 plus PSI over the enclosed blue spring and 15 PSI over the red spring. I want all the oil pressure, so we're going with this spring. That guy. Alright, got my 8mm Allen. Going to take it on that right there. I'm going to carefully try to take this out without shooting across the room. Notice the Loctite. Well, there's a shot across the toolbox. And there is the red spring that's supplied in it. We're going to just slide that out like so. Place in the new Copo spring. And I'm actually going to put a drop of Loctite on it, just to be safe. There we go. All right, good and tight. Slide on your new oil pump. Make sure it lines up. Reinstall the bolts. I should be putting timing chains in this, but I don't really want to spend all the money on the 5.3 when I want to build the 6.0. So for now, we're going to see what happens. I'm just going to install these kind of snug-ish for right now, because you will see that you're actually supposed to spin the crank before you tighten this down so it centers itself supposedly. I always do a cross pattern. I also usually always torque this down, but we're going to go with the good old good and tight. Oh wait! All right. Crank pulley's back on, timing cover's back on, oil pan's back on, and we now have a drain bung for the turbo. Straight shot, hopefully. Let's keep moving. Okay, everybody. So I had a little mess up, and you missed a little bit of footage, but that is because one of my batteries swelled up on the camera. And I wasn't prepared. The other battery was dead, and I wanted to move on. So let's bring you up to speed here. As you can see, we're pretty much done. The piping is back on, the intercooler. We have the turbo mounted with the drain feed that goes down, and I have it running off to the corner down here. Right behind the power steering pump, there's a little block off tube there, perfect for turbos. We have the drain ran. Obviously the crank and water pump and all that good stuff is back on, as to where you saw the timing cover just get installed. I did a little vote on TikTok. If you guys wanted to see a hood exit or a fender exit, literally everybody commented fender exit, but like 2 people. So we got a fender exit exhaust now. Wideband's hooked up, blow-off valve's hooked up, wastegate's hooked up. I need to run my wastegate piping, but I'm going to hold off on that for right now. But yeah, that's a quick little rundown on this turbo OBS. It's ready to run. Right now I'm working on getting a base map built for this so I can maybe put some miles on it and see how it's going to act. If not, looks like I'm gonna be trying to schedule a dyno appointment and we will put Frank on the rollers. Low key, I can't wait for that day. But there we are. Frank's got a turbo. Frank runs. Now that Frank is all together, I have a new updated map sensor and I actually put some plugs in it. Again, I went from the TR5 to an NGK TR6, a little bit quarter plug. I am now hooking up my computer to the Holly to download my base map that I had someone make for me. I'm not going to disclose any names, but he's a very reputable person. So this should definitely go smoothly now.